My name is Lydia Carmichael. My birth mother gave me to the Foundling Hospital when I was 2 months old. Then I was fostered with a family in the country until I was 5 years of age, when I was then taken up to the big school in Berkhamsted, where I was a boarder for 10 years. And of course, immediately I left school, I joined the Old Corn Association and have since been very involved with corn and with the Foundling Museum since it was opened. The token I have chosen is a black hand amulet. The moment I saw it close up, it somehow resonated with me. I immediately imagined this young mother realizing she was pregnant, how lonely she must have been. I've thought about that a lot. It was almost as if I was going through her pregnancy. Then in my mind, I could see when the baby was handed to her. Having had babies myself, I was really quite upset because I think the joy this young mother felt, but also the horror knowing she'd have to give her baby up. I don't know how long she was able to keep this baby, but I do think I realise, in part, just how devastated she would be when she took that baby to the Foundling Hospital. She obviously hoped that in the future she could claim her baby. So she left this token there. And I think it's quite extraordinary because, as far as I can understand, the token is a token that means she hoped this child would be well protected from any evils that might come in the child's life. Now, I would just love to think that all our mothers felt that way. I'm sure they did. But this really is the main reason I chose this token above all others. When I first saw the tokens, it was quite unbelievable. I could not imagine all those mothers leaving the tokens here. I did learn that they were only mothers in the 18th century. And many times I have been asked, as a foundling child brought up in the Foundling Hospital, did my birth mother leave a token? So I've had to explain to everybody that it was only the 18th century mothers. But looking at all those tokens, the first time I ever did, it was really quite overwhelming, terribly, terribly sad. Although it's past history, I suppose because I was brought up in care, I still couldn't help thinking of all those mothers, not just the mothers, but what happened to all those babies. Because I know from reading the history that lots of those babies in the 18th century died anyway. And I began to think, where else could you see such misery portrayed anywhere like that? I do feel I have a special relationship with these tokens, but also part of me would like to think it would have been rather nice if my birth mother had been able to leave a token for me. I know it wasn't done in our time, but maybe it would have been nice if they had kept that practice up, because they're so poignant and so emotional. I still think there must have been some sort of connection. Even though my mother died at a young age and nobody ever came to claim me, I think it would have been rather lovely to have been able to see and maybe hold the token that my birth mother left for me. If I was absolutely honest, I feel now that I do feel as if I've got a connection. Years ago I didn't, but I think that is what the Foundling Museum has brought to all of us ex-foundling children, because it's brought to life, certainly to me, these children from a couple of centuries ago. So now, if I'm asked, I definitely feel I do have a connection. They're like my great-great ancestors.